Morning everybody, welcome to today's session. I hope that you're all well. Let's get started. Okay, let's take our stretch out through our neck. So you can do this kneeling or standing, whichever is more comfortable for you. Tipping your head over to the side, so thinking ear to shoulder, taking the hand across, pulling that hand down and reaching the arm away. Nice deep breaths here. Swapping sides with tipping over, take the hand across, reaching the arm away, we hold. Swapping sides, tipping over, bring the arm across, reaching away. Last one here, tipping over, the arm comes across, reaching that arm away. Relaxing there. We're going to come into our breathing. So you're going to be laying on your back. We want to take the knees bent, feet on the floor. Arms just resting beside you. So I want you to have a nice curve underneath your lower back. So just being able to get part of your hand underneath. And we're going to take nice deep breaths in through the nose, out through a pursed lip. Breathing in and out. So as you're taking those nice deep breaths in and out, I want you to think about those hips being nice and level. So imagine you've got a torch on each hip bone and they're shining up parallel to one another onto the ceiling. Keeping the upper body nice and relaxed. Shoulders away from the ears, chest is nice and open. Feel that weight evenly placed through the feet. So big toe, little toe and heel. Just start to gently tighten, gently tighten through the tummy. From here, I'd like you to tuck the pelvis under. So you're flattening your lower back into the floor. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale to release out to neutral. Tucking under to flatten. Holding there. Releasing out to neutral. So as you're tucking under, you're trying to get that nice strong flat back position. So you're using your tummy muscles and your pelvis to move. So try and avoid squeezing your bottom. next time this back is nice and flat, we're holding here. So holding this nice strong flat back position, we're going to start to tighten in the pelvic floor. So as you breathe out, you're tightening all the way in with the pelvic floor. Inhale to release. Exhale to tighten. Inhale to release. You're thinking of the sensation of stopping a wee mid-flow. Exhale to tighten. Inhale to release. So as you're tightening, you should feel as though those tummy muscles are working harder and that your back is slightly flatter into the floor. We're going to halve this contraction. So 50% tightening in the pelvic floor as you exhale. Inhale to release. So still thinking about this upper body staying nice and relaxed. Remembering that the shoulders are away from the ears. The chest is nice and open. Pulling the tummy all the way down towards the spine. We're keeping that weight even through those feet, so big toe, little toe and heel. We're going to half one last time. So 20 to 25% tightening. So this should feel like a very gentle lifting. Something that you could sustain throughout any exercise if you needed to. It's just working in the background. So your flat back position should feel nice and strong. You're using your tummy muscles and your pelvic floor to help you to stay there. From here, we're going to lift those legs into tabletops. Your knees come up above your hips and your shins are parallel to the ceiling. We're going to go into toe taps. So one toe taps down towards the floor. Inhale to lift. You're tapping down. And lift. Tap down. And lift. Nice deep breaths. So we still want the shoulders nice and relaxed. Tummy nice and tightened. Use that pelvic floor. Keep those shoulders away from the ears. Put two more on each side. We're tapping down and lift. Down and lift. Last one each side. Tap down and lift, tapping down and lift. From there, you're going to hug those knees in towards your chest. And we're going to be coming on to our hands and knees. Just pop this to the side. So we want our hands underneath our shoulders, knees underneath our hips. Tummy's already nice and tightened here. As you breathe out, I want you to tuck the pelvis under. So you're curving your back. Arching the spine, we're dropping the head. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale, let your pelvis go back out. We're working through the spine, piece by piece. And we lift the head. Tucking under to curve. Arching the spine. Dropping the head. We hold. And then releasing back through the spine from the pelvis. Lifting that head. So we want to have lots of movement through the back. You're working into each section of your spine, piece by piece. So if you have any areas that are feeling really stiff or sore, just take your time to move through them. There's no rush. We're trying to get movement in each vertebrae, one by one. So as you're curving your back and you're pulling that tummy all the way in, and as you release back out to your start position, let the shoulders come away from your ears. Got two more here. Tucking under to curve. Arching the spine. Dropping the head, we hold. Releasing out through the spine, piece by piece. Lifting the head, last one here, tucking under to curve. Arching the back, dropping the head, we hold, releasing back out through the spine, lifting that head. From here we're going to push ourselves back into a shell stretch, so pushing your bottom to your feet and reaching those arms out in front. Then we're going to be laying on our sides. Grab yourself a drink if you need one. So as you lay on your side, you want to take those knees bent. Resting the head down. And arms are going to come out nice and long. Palm to palm. We're going to lift the top arm up so that your fingertips point to the ceiling. Taking the head with you. We're twisting away. Holding here, take a nice stretch. Before lifting back up and over. To come down palm to palm. The top arm lifts. Take the head with you. We're twisting away. We hold. Before lifting back up and over. To come down palm to palm. So we want to keep those legs glued together and grounded. Try to get this twist through the waist. We want the arms stretching nice and long. And the fingertips all the way into that armpit. So to make sure this chest is becoming really open. We're taking nice deep breaths. Looking at that hand for as long as we can. Taking 2 more here. Lifting up, fingertips to the ceiling. Taking the head with you, we're twisting away. Holding this nice open stretch before lifting up and over to come down palm to palm. Last one here. Lifting up. Taking the head with you, we're twisting away. Holding that stretch before coming up and over. Back down, palm to palm. So we're changing sides. You can either roll over to face the other wall, or you're just going to switch the end of your mat that you're laying at. So again, laying down with his knees bent on top of one another. Arms are nice and long. Palm to palm, rest that head down. Lift the top arm up, fingertips to the ceiling. You're taking that head with you as you're twisting away. Holding here to take that stretch before lifting back up and over to come down palm to palm. The top arm lifts, fingertips to the ceiling. Taking the head with you, we're twisting away. Holding here as you stretch before lifting back up and over to come back down palm to palm. So remembering here that you need to keep those legs glued together and grounded. Get the twist through your waist. Nice deep breaths. Keep reaching this arm along. Opening up through the chest here. We're looking at this hand for as long as we can. Making sure you've got a good range of movement on both sides of your neck. Got 2 more here, lifting up, fingertips to the ceiling. Taking the head with you, twisting away, we hold. Before lifting back up and over to come down palm to palm. Got 1 more here, lifting up, fingertips to the ceiling. Taking the head with you, twisting away, we hold. Before we lift back up and over to come down palm to palm. Stretch yourself out nice and long and roll onto your back. Grab yourself a drink if you need one. We are staying on our backs here. So whilst you're on your back, you need to have those knees bent, feet on the floor. We're in a neutral position, so you've got that slight curve underneath your lower back, and your arms are resting down beside you. We're going to take a nice deep breath in to nod the head, chin to chest. Exhale to lift the shoulders from the floor, reach those arms nice and long. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale to control back down. Chin to chest. Lifting up. We hold. Control back down. So you're using your tummy muscles to lift your shoulders up from the floor. Pulling your belly button all the way down. Your chin to chest position is there to keep that neck nice and relaxed. So big nod of the head, then pull the tummy in. Use the reaching of your arms to get those shoulders away from the ears. Don't forget to tighten through the pelvic floor. Let's take 2 more here before we change the movement of the arms. So chin to chest, lifting up, we hold, control back down. Last one here, chin to chest, lifting up, we hold, control back down. So we're going into our pulses, we've done these all week. So your movement to begin with is the same, chin to chest, lifting up. As you hold here, we're going to pulse 2, 3, 4, control back down. Chin to chest, lifting up, pulse 2, 3, 4, control back down. You can do this with the hands behind the head if you need to. Just making sure that your hands are behind your head and not on the neck. Still using this chin to chest position. Still keep that pelvic floor nice and tightened. Let's take 2 more sets here, chin to chest, lifting up, pulse 2, 3, 4, control back down. Last one, chin to chest, lifting up, pulse 2, 3, 4, control back down, hugging those knees in towards your chest. From here, you're going to be either in a kneeling position or on your front if you don't like kneeling. So if you are on your front, you want to have your legs out long and behind you, and your hands are going to be mat width apart in line with your ears. Do you have a drink if you need one? So if you're in a knelt position, you want to keep those knees quite close together so you're really underneath the hips. Lower leg is just behind you. If you suffer from cramps, especially through those calves, tuck those toes underneath. Arms are resting down beside you. You want those shoulders to be nice and relaxed, and just a very slight tucking in of your chin towards your chest so that you're not flinging your head back. From here, as you breathe in, keeping this tummy really nice and tightened, you're going to lean ever so slightly back. Exhale, squeeze your bottom and push yourself forwards. We're leaning back. Squeeze to lift. Leaning back. Squeeze to lift. This tummy stays tightened the whole time. That squeeze of your bottom is driving the hips forwards. His shoulders are staying nice and relaxed. Slight tucking in of that head. Got 2 more here, then we'll change the arms. Last one, leaning back. Driving forwards. So we'll do the same arms we've done all week. So if you're kneeling, you're really taking one arm back, twisting. If you're on your front, then you're lifting opposite arm and leg away from the floor and back down as you lift your chest off of the mat. So from here, still really tightening the tummy and using that squeeze in the bottom. As you lean back, take the arm away, slight twist. So your lean might now be smaller, that doesn't matter. Make sure you've got those nice deep breaths. You're twisting the upper body to look towards that hand. Tummy's really tightened. Still think of just tucking that chin in very slightly so that you're not looking too far up. Put 2 more on each side, leaning back. And lift. Leaning back. And lift. Last one each side, lean back and lift, leaning back and lift. From here we're going to go back into our shell stretch, so push that bottom back towards the feet and reach those arms out in front. Have a drink if you need one. And we'll be going into the 100. So if you're 100, you'll be on your back. So just whilst we're talking through what we're going to do, we're going to have the knees bent, feet on the floor. You will need to have a nice strong flat back position. So you're nice and tucked under and you've lost that gap under the lower spine. From there, I'm going to ask you to lift those legs into tabletop, so knees above the hips, shins are parallel to the ceiling. If your neck and shoulders are really sore, you're going to stay looking up towards the ceiling. If you're okay to lift your chin to chest, those shoulders lift off and those arms are long. Palms are still facing the floor. It's the same we've done all week. So you're going to be beating your arms up and down. 5 as you breathe in and 5 as you breathe out. Okay, so your arms will look like this. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. From there, you're going to bring your hands behind your head. One leg is going to lengthen, so the other leg stays in tabletop. One leg is nice and long, and we're reaching over towards that leg for 2 sets of 8. So that's a light twist in the body. Once we finish there, we're just going to swap sides. So that leg will bend back to tabletop, the other leg will straighten. And we're reaching over. for 2 sets of 8. From there you relax and you're hugging those knees in, okay? So, find your nice strong flat back position. Once you're ready, lift those legs up into tabletop, knees above the hips, shins are parallel to the ceiling. We're going to nod the head, lift those shoulders up, the arms are nice and long. And we inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tummy in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pelvic floor, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Halfway, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tummy in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Staying there. Take those hands behind the head. You're lifting and lengthening one of those legs. We're reaching across for 8, 7, 6, breathe, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 8 more, 8, 7, 6, tummies in, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Staying in the centre, drop that leg back to tabletop. The other leg lengthens, we're swapping sides, twist for 8, 7, 6, 5, tummy in, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last set, 8, 7, 6, breathe, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relaxing there, hug those knees to your chest. When you're ready, reach those legs out nice and long, give them a little shake. And then we're going to bring ourselves up into a seated position. Good, so if you're coming into a seated position, we're going to do our walking forward with our hands to stretch out through the back and the arms, which I think we did 2 days ago. So to begin with, I want you to just sit up nice and tall. Your legs are crossed, however is comfortable for you. So if you need that to be a slightly wider position, or if it's more closed like mine, that's fine. As long as you have a distinctive one leg slightly in front of the other, we are going to change sides, so don't worry about that too much. So the most important thing here is your breathing. I really want you to think about the way that you're breathing as we're stretching out. So start nice and tall through the body. Think about almost rolling down through the upper body, so chin to chest. Start to roll down towards that mat. So you're rounding the shoulders. From there, you're going to walk those hands forwards. I'll turn to my side so that you can see my black top against the purple. Walking those hands forward as far as you can go. And when you're there, you'll drop that head and hold as you take nice deep breaths in and out. So you're just holding, looking to the floor. You're breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. Take a nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, walk those hands slightly further forwards. Still taking those deep breaths. So trying to get the breath out to your exhale longer than your inhale. It doesn't matter if that means that it's like a 2 in and a 4 out, or if your ability is to do a 4 in and an 8 out, or so on. You just want a lengthier exhale than inhale. Nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, reach those arms a little bit further forwards. So the reason we want that lengthier exhale than inhale is it helps to relax your body. It helps to control your breathing, control any panic, any high heart rate, high heart palpitations, anything like that. It helps to just calm your body. Last one, nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, start to walk those hands forwards. Not forwards, back in, sorry. Restacking that spine nice and tall. Just take a moment if you need to center yourself. If you're feeling lightheaded from that breathing. Just swap the way your legs are crossed, and you might find that one way is far more comfortable than the other. That doesn't matter too much if you need to make that position a little bit more looser or open. And we're doing exactly the same thing on this side. So starting off with that in that really nice tall position. We're going to roll through the spine towards that mat. When you're rounding through the shoulders and the upper back, we start to walk the hands forwards. Holding here, dropping that head, getting those nice deep breaths in and out. In and out. Nice deep breath in. Walk those hands forwards. Still taking those deep breaths. Remember, trying to get that breath out longer than the breath in. Deep breath in. Walking those hands forwards. We're just holding here in this position. Clearing the mind, relaxing the body with those nice deep breaths through the nose and out of the mouth. On that next exhale, just walk your hands back in. Restack the body, sit nice and tall. Good, take that moment to centre yourself if you need to. I'm going to do a little bit of a stretch through the back and the legs. So from your cross-legged position, I'm hoping you can see my legs against my purple mat. You have one leg tucked under like I've got here on this leg, and your other leg, if you lean to that hip, place your hand down, the other leg is going to twist across. Doesn't matter how loose or open you want to have this twist, okay? So I'm quite flexible on this side at the moment, so I can bring that leg quite far across. Don't worry if it's from your knee or onto your shin, just wherever you're able to go to. You're already leaning into this hand, so you're going to twist over towards that direction and push the knee away. So you're pushing the knee almost forwards, twisting the body back. Still taking deep breaths. Staying with the legs exactly the same, you're going to hold on to your knee with the hand you've just had on the floor. Take the other hand away, twisting towards the leg that's lifted and hugging that knee in. relaxing there with swapping legs. So you're going to bring the other leg tucked under. Lean into that hip and the hand. Bring the leg across. As you can see, this is my sore side, this lifted one. So my foot is now only in front of my knee. Twisting towards that back arm, pushing my knee forwards. Still be breathing. You're going to grab hold of that knee, pulling it in towards you, twisting the other way. Relaxing there. Bring yourself into the frog pose. The soles of your feet are together and your knees are quite wide. Just holding onto your feet, and I want you to gently, just with the force of your legs, think of pushing those knees down and relax. Push the knees down and relax. So just using some force of your legs pushing away to increase that stretch. And just relax there, holding onto those feet, lean yourself forward. So you can always push those hands into the legs if you need to. Good, from here we're going to be on our back. Grab yourself a drink if you need one. So as you come onto your back, we're going to start just with the knees bent, feet on the floor. From here we're going to find a nice flattened position, so I want you to really tuck under and lose that gap. We're going to bring both legs up into tabletop, so with your knees above your hips, shins parallel to the ceiling. And if you feel like that position is quite easy for you to maintain, just start to take your legs closer towards the floor. You still want your shins parallel to the ceiling. If that's confusing for you, just stay with that stacked, boxy shape. If your neck isn't too sore, we're going to nod the head and lift those shoulders, and your hands are going to be beside your knees. It's bent in tabletop. Inhale back to the centre. We swap sides, reaching long and away. Come back to the centre. And centre. Reaching away. And centre. So it doesn't matter to me how high or low the leg that's moving is travelling, as long as it's as straight as you can possibly make it. So you can stay nice and high. It shouldn't be touching the floor. It can just hover off, but it shouldn't be touching. And you want to maintain that flat back position. So pull the tummy down. Keep using that pelvic floor. You want that chin to chest position, keeping the neck nice and relaxed. We're going to take 2 more on each side. We're reaching long and away. Back to the centre. Reach long and away. And centre. One more time on each side. Reach long and away. Back to the centre. Reaching away. And centre. Hug those knees in. From there we stay on our backs in that flattened position, so nice and tucked under. Bring those legs back into tabletop, knees above the hips, shins parallel to the ceiling. This time your hands are behind your head. Chin to chest, lifting those shoulders up. You're still reaching one leg long and away, but as that happens, you're going to twist your upper body over towards that knee. Inhale to the center, bring that leg in, swapping sides, reaching long, twisting away. Back to the center, long and twist. So again, it doesn't matter how high or low that leg is traveling. What you want is that straight leg. Use the whole of your tummy muscles to twist your upper body towards that knee. Don't just start moving the elbow towards the knee. You're really twisting over. You will lose some flat back. Don't worry too much about that. Try and find it as you come into the center. Use your tummy. Use your pelvic floor. You should be breathing. Keeping this chest nice and open. You have 2 more on each side. We're twisting over and center. Twisting over and center. Last one on each side. We twist and center. We twist and center. From there you're going to relax, hugging those knees in. Just rock yourself from side to side. We're going to be in our flat back position for one last exercise. This time as you lift your legs up, I want you to lengthen them as much as you can. Doesn't matter here if you need to keep a bend in those knees, or even if they are still quite bent, but it's the longest position that you can maintain. Okay? From here, your hands are again beside your knees. You can leave your head resting back if your neck is sore. If not, chin to chest, lifting up. From this position, what you're going to be doing is one leg is travelling down towards the floor on a pulse as you breathe out. So you're coming down, down and lift. Swapping sides. Down, down and lift. And lift. So it doesn't matter if your top leg that's staying still is quite bent. What we want is all of that length in the bottom leg that you're moving. So with that pulse, you're thinking long, longer, lift. Long, longer, lift. So it doesn't matter how high or low the leg travels. Same as before, what we want is the length. We want that pulse. Inhale, lift. Inhale, lift. Nice deep breaths. Chin to chest if you're lifted. Get that tummy pulled down. Use your pelvic floor. 2 more on each side. Down, down and lift. Down, down and lift. Last one each side. Down, down and lift. Down, down and lift. From there, bring yourself out into a full body stretch. And give those legs a little shake out if you need to. And then we will be on our hands and knees. So grab a drink if you need one. So on your hands and knees, you're either on those nice long arms, or if your wrists are sore, you're dropping yourself down onto your forearm. Your toes are going to be nice and tucked under. And what we're going to be doing is, as you breathe out, you're pulling your tummy all the way in to lift those knees off just an inch or so from the floor. Inhale down. Exhale to lift. Inhale down. If you are on your forearms, keep them nice and parallel to one another. I stay on my forearms. I've got a little twinge in my wrist. I think I just slept on it funny. Lifting up and down. So you're thinking tummy is lifting you here. and feet are just there for support. Nice deep breaths. We try and keep our head nice and in line. So if you are on your lower arms like I am, then you're just looking down towards your mat. If you're on long arms here, just look just past your fingertips. And that's just to avoid you dropping the head down or pushing the head too far up. Nice deep breaths. 4 more here. Lifting up and down. Lifting up and down. Last 2. Lifting up and down. Lifting up and down. Take a nice stretch back. You can go into a shell stretch if you want to. If you need to, roll through those wrists. And we're going to be going into our full plank. So same plank we've done all week. Those of you who've not done class this week so far, you're still going to know this one. We've done it before. It's just the arm lift away, just to help us build a little more strength through those wrists. You can be on your forearms if your wrists are really sore. So what we want to do is bring the upper body slightly further forwards. You're going to be taking one leg back behind you and tucking those toes under nice and straight. The other leg is going to go to join it, and then you're going to bring yourself forwards into your plank position. Holding there, you're going to lift one hand off, pop it down, the other hand off, pop it down, relax those knees down. Okay, so one leg steps out, followed by the other. Tucking under, find that plank position. We're going to lift, down, relaxing down there. Remember that as you come into your plank, you need to get that bottom squeeze tummy tightened, so you know you're in a good position. Want those hips to be nice and lifted. Breathe. So you shouldn't be holding your breath as you're taking those hand lifts. I also don't want you to come into it and lift and slap the hands down. Take it slowly, it's controlled. Okay, you should be there for like a few seconds. It doesn't matter how high you're lifting that hand away. Just nice and controlled, lift, down, lift, down. Be easier to find your balance and get that really good position if you slow it down. If you do it nice and quick, then your arm lifts will just be too fast, too sloppy, and you won't be in a good plank. You need to take your time to get that long position. That's why you need to breathe. Building that strength. You can take a moment in between each one if you need to. You're taking these in your own time. Stepping back, strong plank. We lift, down, relaxing there. Remember, it doesn't matter if your body weight is shifting. It's going to feel like that's going to happen a little bit. We're going to take 2 more here. So stepping back, strong plank position. Lift, down, relaxing there. Last one, stepping back, strong plank. Lift, down, relaxing there. Just take that nice roll through the wrists. Control that breathing if it feels a little bit ragged. we've got time for a stretch. So we're going to do the lovely pigeon stretch. I'm hoping that you can see my legs on this purple mat because I've had people say they couldn't see me. So please let me know if you can't and I'll take a picture of me doing the position on a lighter background. I just don't have that many fluorescent pairs of trousers that I can fit into anymore, unfortunately. So for your full pigeon stretch, you've got one leg tucked in front of you, like you're going to cross your legs, and the other leg is sitting back. I'm hoping you can see this front leg. If I follow my hand around it, it's tucked under. This position is too uncomfortable for you. Your other option is to bring that foot forwards towards where your hand is. So my leg is bent here, and your back leg will just lengthen away. Okay, those are your two options. They work exactly the same muscles. So if you suffer in this full pigeon, please just use the other one. In that full pigeon position, or your bent leg position, if you're flexible enough, really lengthen out that back leg. Doesn't matter if you need to keep it quite bent, but if you can, get that nice length, because that will lengthen the hip muscles at the very top of your thigh. So you're either in this nice tall lifted position, which should mean you feel a nice stretch top of the body and around these legs. If you want to and you're flexible enough to, drop yourself forwards. It doesn't matter if you're not here, either position is fine. Just breathe in there. So you should be feeling this in the thigh, side of the thigh into that bottom on the front leg. You might not feel it, but you'll be lengthening those muscles at the top of the front, at the top of the thigh, and the hip on the back leg. Don't worry if you're feeling it somewhere different. It will depend on where you are tight. Breathe. Relaxing there. Untangle your body. And we will retangle it the other way. So just to recap, this front leg is either tucked under in front of you here, or it's stepped beside your hand. Your back leg is lengthening away. You should now be able to see that clearer on this side. So this lengthened position is to get these muscles here in the front of your hip, I hope you can see my hand, to really lengthen and stretch. Doesn't matter if you're in a different position on each side. You'll have one side more flexible than the other. So really sit into that stretch, either on tall arms or dropping down, whichever you prefer. You might find that you're quite comfortable in this drop down position, but you get a better stretch in your lifted position. I know that I do, so do try both. Don't worry if you're feeling that stretch in different places on each side. Like I said before, it will depend on where you're tight, on where you're going to feel that first. Okay, from there, relaxing out of that position. Bring yourself into a kneeling or a standing position. You can stand here if you need to. It's just our finishing stretch we're going to do. So make sure you're nice and tall through the body. Just roll those shoulders back. And forwards. Good, let's take those arms out to the side. Lifting up, and we're going to stretch over. Going back to the centre. Lift up. Stretch over. One more time on each side, lifting up. Stretching over. Lifting up. Stretching over. And relaxing there. Well done, thank you very much. Thank you everybody for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed the session. I unfortunately it's a bit of a miserable day today, but personally I'm quite pleased about that. The weather cooling down is a lot more nicer for me. But if it is dry, still try and get out for that walk or a little bit of time outside if you can. Hope to see lots of you tomorrow, if not next week. Take care, I'll see you soon, bye bye.